So how does the emergency room work? If you're a nursing student or someone who's interested in the medical field, you may be curious about how the emergency room works. In this video, I'm going to go with you behind the scenes and kind of break down that process and explain in detail what goes on in the emergency room and what that process looks like. So there's several different types of emergency rooms. You have your level 1 trauma ERs, and then you have your level 2 and 3 trauma centers. Now, if you're a patient that's going to be going to a level 1 trauma center, that probably means that you're hurt pretty badly. There's a lot higher chance that you're going to be admitted to that facility if you were in a really bad car accident, if you have been shot, you have a brain injury, internal injuries. That's definitely where you're going to go, is the level 1 center. Most of my experience is at a level 2 ER center. This is where the general public is usually going to go for a wide variety of different things. If you get cut, or you are having chest pain, or you're having a stroke, having nausea, vomiting, really bad flu symptoms, you're probably going to go to your level 2 ER. So when a patient comes to the ER, they're still considered outpatient at that point. The emergency room physicians and staff will assess them and basically try to decide if they are acutely ill enough to actually be admitted up to a floor. If they deem that it's appropriate for that patient to be admitted, then they'll refer to the hospitalist, and the hospitalist will look into that case and basically decide if that patient meets admission criteria. If so, then they will choose what particular floor would be appropriate for that patient to be placed on. Otherwise, they're going to put orders in for various treatments and probably refer you to a specialist and prescribe you some medication to go home with. There's 3 different ways that a patient can arrive at the ER. They can either walk in through the front door and be triaged, or they can come on an ambulance, or they can be referred from another facility who didn't have the correct specialty or resources to help that patient's condition. If you're a nurse in the emergency room, the ER there probably has some kind of system in place that helps determine which patients you get, or maybe you're overseeing a certain set of rooms in the ER. But once you have a patient, your job is to quickly assess and triage that patient and then start completing the orders that the physicians are putting in. These orders may include things like doing an EKG, collecting a urine sample, passing meds, maybe starting an IV so that you can do lab work. In a perfect world, the name of the game in the ER is speed. Patient safety could depend on how quickly you guys are assessing and recognizing that there may or may not be a life-threatening situation. The ER staff needs to be able to, as quickly as possible, determine what is going on with a patient, and for sure to understand the stability of that patient's physiological presentation. That's why triage in the ER is so important. If someone comes in with chest pain, you don't want to send them back out to the waiting room if they're actually having a really bad heart attack. They need to be brought straight back and treated immediately, because sometimes every minute counts. But working quickly isn't just about patient safety. If you work in a busy ER in a large city, you're also in a race against your patient load building up. People are not going to stop showing up and walking through the door needing attention and healthcare. The faster you can help your team determine if that patient is good to go back home or they need to be admitted, and helping get those things done quickly, of course, that makes your life easier so that you're not getting stacked up with 5, 6, 7 patients. And obviously it also helps the people that are being seen. They don't want to be in the ER for a 6-hour visit either. Being efficient and moving quickly is really important in the ER setting. Even though it's important to move quickly, you also have to find the balance between being fast and doing a really good job at assessing your patient. If you're trying to go too fast, you may miss something that was vital in your assessment that could lead to improper treatment or care with that patient. So being able to do a good assessment is vital to be a good nurse in the ER. A lot of the assessment may be from across the room or kind of by exception. For example, if someone came in with a really bad laceration, say on their hand, you're probably not going to spend 10 minutes going over the heart history of their family and cousins. You're going to have to do your best to do direct care and focused care and be able to try to solve the problem as quickly as you can, so that again you can either get them discharged or sent upstairs for admission and empty that room for the next patient. Trying to keep everything moving is really the main focus of the ER. I hope you guys learned a couple things about how the ER works. In the next couple of videos, I'm going to go into more detail on various nursing aspects, such as how to triage well, how to assess patients. I'm also going to do a video on how to educate and discharge or admit your patients as well. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss those. And thank you for watching this video. Can't wait to do another one, and I'll talk to you guys later.